You've conceded the honors on the applicant. Perhaps you could comment soon.
That's correct, Mr. Your Worship, I did hand up in chambers a copy of our application in terms of section 6011 bracket A of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. If I may, Worship, can I just go to the affidavit before I go to the notice of motion?
Yes, sir.
That's correct, Mr. The Worship, also with your permission, if I may be permitted to leave out some of the personal details, but obviously they are as reflected in the affidavit.
Yes,
as God pleases. It reads as follows: I, the undersigned Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, do hereby make oath and state that I'm an adult female born on the dates that are outlined there. I'm the applicant in this application for bail pending my trial. First, in my personal knowledge, unless stated otherwise, and that the best of my ability and correct my submissions of law are just on the advice of my legal representatives, whose advice I accept. And the content is as follows, Worship. For the convenience of the court, it is in separate headings to deal with some of the requirements of the law. I'll start at paragraph 4 then. I have been charged with incitement to commit the offense of terrorism and incitement to commit the offense of public violence, the exact details of which are unknown to me, but I understand these charges and the seriousness of the same, and I intend to plead not guilty thereto. That is when the trial starts. 5. Although I have not yet sight of the complaint or the summary of facts, I'm aware of the long-standing rumors and innuendos about the messages which I sent from my social media accounts, mainly on the Twitter platform, in connection with the general uprising which had already erupted in KwaZulu-Natal, and Gauteng provinces in reaction to my father's imprisonment in July 2021. Although I do not deny having sent some messages which have been misconstrued, I am of the strong opinion that no court can find that the violence in question occurred as a result or in connection with any incitement or any conduct on my part. The two things are utterly unconnected, causally or otherwise, in any sense envisaged in our criminal law. My conduct was only informed by my particular sense of outrage at the injustice meted out on my own father. This went much further than the objections of his political supporters and millions of other peace and justice-loving South Africans who, like me, did not participate in any acts of public violence, either directly or indirectly. I also hold the strong view that the charges are malicious and politically motivated. They are aimed at settling political scores with my father by the current regime. Evidence in this regard will be led during the trial. Suffice at this stage that I am confident that a case of malicious prosecution will be well and easily established against the National Prosecuting Authority at the appropriate stage. I have instructed my legal representatives to pursue that action. 9. It is plainly nonsensical and petty to interpret words which are used, such as, quote, I see you, unquote, to mean that the people referred to or were influenced by my social media commentary. The mere fact that it has taken the state almost 4 years to work out whether a small number of social media messages constitute, quote, terrorism, unquote, speaks for itself and is an indication that the NPA is clutching at straws with a very weak case. 11. I have been informed that the charges proffered against me constitute a Schedule 6 offence and that I bear the onus to prove on a balance of probabilities that there are circumstances, that there are exceptional circumstances, so that's what it should do, and that the interests of justice require that I be granted bail. Then the facts we are placing before the court. In this regard, I wish to place the following facts before this court, this honorable court. I'm currently residing, I'll also limit the headings in as well, just for the record. Yeah. Permanent residence, movable and immovable property. I'm currently residing at the address indicated there, where I have been residing for 13 years. The property belongs to the company that's mentioned there. It's a company owned by my estranged husband. I do not own any immovable properties in my own name. That place. I was born in Mozambique, in Maputo, and I am a South African citizen. My ancestral home is Kwakwa Junise, Nkandla, in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, where my father currently lives. Then under the heading family, I am legally married but separated and live with my 2 children, namely, and then the names of the children and their ages are outlined there, Your Worship.
Yes.
Following the separation, I am the custodial parent and primary caregiver to my minor children. They both attend school in Johannesburg. Employment. I'm currently employed or engaged as a member of parliament in the National Assembly in Cape Town, having been duly elected as such in terms of the electoral laws of South Africa during the recent May 2024 elections. As a representative of the Umkhonto weSizwe Party, which is the official opposition party in South Africa. I'm also a duly elected member of the Pan-African Parliament, in which I am the Southern Caucasus chairperson responsible for the SADC region. My income from membership of the National Assembly and other business initiatives amounts to approximately the amount stated there on average. No, under the heading, no previous convictions or pending charges. I have been informed of the provisions of section 60, bracket 11, bracket A, and state that I have no previous convictions, nor is there any other pending case against me. No likelihood to endanger public safety or commit Schedule 1 offences. I respectfully state that there is no likelihood that I will endanger the safety of the public or any particular person, nor will I commit a Schedule 1 offence should I be released on bail. The offences for which I am charged were committed almost 4 years ago under specific unprecedented circumstances which are unlikely ever to repeat themselves. Undertaking not to interfere with state witnesses, which my learned friend addressed. I will not make any contact with any state witnesses, nor have I attempted to do so. In fact, I'm not aware of the identities of any witnesses. I also understand that the major part of the evidence is based on transcripts or screenshots of social media messages rather than human witnesses, save possibly for expert and non-partisan witnesses. Any possible interference with such witnesses would be futile and senseless. No flight risk and undertaking to stand trial. I respectfully state that should I be released on bail, I will stand my trial and that I do not constitute a flight risk. In this regard, I place the following on record. 1. This matter goes back as far as 4 years back. It has been lingering in the air for a long time. 2. I was fully aware of the fact that I'm being accused of instigating the well-known unrest and uprising which took place in July 2021, triggered by the widely perceived imprisonment of my father without standing trial. Many South Africans, rightly or wrongly, viewed that as an affront to our constitutional democracy and reminiscent of apartheid-style so that seems to be misprint. It should read apartheid-style tactics. Three, despite these allegations against me and knowing there was a high probability of a criminal case being investigated against me, I have always returned to South Africa. In the circumstances, I submit that the history of this matter clearly shows that I'm not a flightist and that I will stand my trial in this matter. And then Your Worship will deal with the crucial matter of exceptional circumstances in terms of the section from paragraph 26 onwards. In addition to what is stated above, this matter also exhibits the following exceptional circumstances. 1. The evidence will probably be mainly led by experts. Should be an S at the end. 2. Unlike all other persons who have been labeled as alleged instigators, I have a blood relationship with my own father, whose imprisonment was arguably the spark of the incidents in question. It is hardly surprising or remarkable that I was aggrieved by his imprisonment. 3. I am an elected public representative of a political party voted by more than 2.2 million voters. 4. My incarceration pending the trial, whose duration and state of readiness is unknown, would serve no purpose. 5. I have pledged to abide by my bail conditions. 6. To the best of my knowledge, no other person who has been charged with the same or similar offences has ever been convicted. Some have been either acquitted or have had their charges withdrawn. Then possible bail conditions and safeguards. I further submit that with adequate bail
conditions, any fear in this regard by the state can be negated, including not leaving the country without notifying the investigating officer in this matter, which has been proposed by the state and agreed to by me. That we should refine. And then the affordable bail amount. I am furthermore able to pay an amount of 2,000 rands for bail. This is in keeping with the amount of bail paid by other persons facing the same charges in relation to the same incidents, none of whom are members of the National Assembly until 2029, as I am. In the circumstances, I respectfully submit that the interests of justice require my release from incarceration, and it's signed, Your Worship, by the accused person, and stated yesterday, the 29th of May. As for business, if I may just then quickly go through the notice of motion is the usual preamble, and the order that is sought, Your Worship, is that the accused be released from bail pending the trial in the sum of 2,000 rand, and such conditions of the court deems fit, including the one that I mentioned. I'm indebted to the court. If I may just check, Your Worship.
Yes,
please.
Thank you.
I apologize for interrupting. There was an important oversight, and I think it's because we've waited so long for the proceedings to start. Before the accused is asked to confirm her statement, can she also be warned that any comments made in the statement may be used against her in a subsequent trial. Yes, as the court. I just thought that we had forgotten because non-practice to remind the court.
Thank you, Mr. Ms. Zuma-Sambudla, please stand up. An affidavit deposed to by yourself has been taken by Mr. Mapofu on your behalf in support of your application to be limited on bail in this matter. In the affidavit, just after paragraph 20, actually in paragraph 21, on page 5, we disclose that you have no previous convictions and no other charges, pending charges against you. I am obliged to caution you that it amounts to a criminal offense to give incorrect information regarding your previous conviction in any country and or pending charges. Do you confirm that that information in your affidavit is indeed correct? Thank you. I am also obliged to warn you that this affidavit, the content of this affidavit, the facts that you have alluded to in support of your release on bail may be used as evidence against you at any possible trial. Do you understand that? Do you still wish this affidavit to be handed in as evidence? You're okay with that? Thank you very much. You may be seated. For the purpose of your court, the affidavit by the applicant Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, consisting of some 9 pages, together with the notice of motion making 10 pages, is marked Exhibit A.
This is the court.
Yes, Mr. Popo, there is one technical matter. Under regulation, I think it is 3 or 5 of the regulations under the Commissioner of Oaths Act. Yeah. The Commissioner of Oaths must put their full names and their full business address. It is a technical thing. So I see there is a stamp, but the full name appears not to be here, although the force number is here.
Yeah, yes, Worship. We did deal with that actually when the statement was being made, and we were assured by him, just like him, that the stamp, insofar as it indicates the place, I mean, it's a broad place because it's letter, is normally sufficient, but the Worship is quite correct.
So are you requesting that I condone that in view of the stamp?
That's correct.
No objection to that.
No objection.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Worship. While I'm on my feet, Worship, would kindly request the court to order the media in the event that the statements, these things go around, that the parts that were not read out in court should not be published.
Thank you.
That's good.
Mr. Bender, no objection to that.
I have no objection to it, Your Worship. We have likewise been very careful not to include in our affidavit certain pertinent information which the investigating officer has, but to just allude to them as you will see. But I have no objection to the suggestion made by my colleague.
Can I make that ruling now?
As the court, please.
As court, please.